On the 31st of March 2021, I will be graduating from high school. That would be tomorrow, or in less than 24 hours. It feels quite unbelievable that the day has finally arrived and we're about to leave the home where we've all grown up together for the past 11 years. When years ago felt like yesterday, 2021 was just another number. A distant future when all of us would be grown-ups and leaving school for good. It felt far away, yet in a few blinks, the closest thing we've had to prophecy is ending. Before that, I want to look at the world that's changed in its course and remember the memories of days past in now silent corridors and still fields. That is, to remember the silly joys of high school once more. While I've been in the same school since I was in the first grade with majority of the same people, I'd like to believe that the better side of my story began in 9th grade, in what would be the freshman year of high school.
Focus on your breathing. Looks can be deceiving.
I can't recall many of the events that happened that year, but I know that it is the year that I hold most dear.
Makes you feel like you're not living right.
If there was a time I would like to relive in,
You might be
it would be then. I owe a lot to who I am now, to the things that transpired in that young year, where I met the people who brought me.
Kasi vlogger.
to the same dark places.
Oh, we love you more today than yesterday.
You might find I left a light beside the bed for you, 'cause I've been there too. I know everybody goes to the same dark places. Whoa.
The same way that 9th grade was amazing, 10th grade felt like the lazy sequel to a wonderful first book. It was good, yet at the same time, I hated that year. I didn't really document much then. I only learned how to hold the camera sometime in junior year, when I believe I peaked in life, in one way or another.
And you might be alright with that.
Thankfully, after Blue Year, we all went to senior high, where we would diverge from being in the same classes and be separated into strands and sections. A change of pace that I'm ultimately grateful for. I also started vlogging at this point, with the lingering feeling that I wanted to store these memories before they were gone. We used to joke about it all the time in 2019. Everything was going right, we said. Everything was doing good. Too many good things haven't been happening. I feel like something bad will happen soon. I really can't count how many conversations we had about that at the time, until it did. From a threat that loomed beyond the sea, suddenly, the world was put into a halt. And just like that, we went home a few weeks before junior year was supposed to end, and we never saw each other's faces again. It's been a long time since we last laughed. Time is guaranteed to come with pain, just as it is guaranteed to come with laughter, bonds, and home. In the silence of the busy campus crowd, I sometimes find myself seeing visions of my past self, walking these halls from different points in time. A bench that overlooked the early morning field, the cafe seat by the swimming pool where I would study in the morning sometimes, a certain corner in the cafeteria. These are but mundane places for me to passerby, which to me had become home.
What's it like to be alone on a Sunday, remembering the time I saw them just.
Although these places had stayed the same, much has changed
Literally.
throughout the years. Silent with a strange addiction to Game of Thrones, that was the person I used to be, as I entered the stage wherein my school pants would no longer be grey.
And right now we're in this part of the world.
Plenty happened in the time it has taken for that person to get here, that it's almost impossible to believe that a version of me like that once existed. Plenty of things I could get into detail to, but would much rather keep treasured in myself. the time it took for my ID color to go from green to red and now supposedly gold, I encountered smiles that ultimately led me to become the person writing this now. Family who I grew up with in our limited time in school, with whom I experienced the most precious of genuine happiness and the most grueling of eventual heartache.
Nalaman ko lang din yan eh.
Worry about
What's up, you guys? Good thing you're neither end one. It's really great.
on the weekend. Nothing feels better than sleeping in. Watches my head fall away from home. I would hug all my friends if they weren't friends with you. Don't know what it's like to be nothing at all when the night turns cold.
Oh! Vlog again so that we're fresh and funky for you. It's been a long time since we last laughed. And as the paths we once thought would forever intertwine continue to diverge, know that I can only be grateful for the time we spent together. Chef, what's our menu for today?
Steak and scone from Garden
Wow!
To worry about things
Hi, vlog!
On the 31st of March 2021, I will be graduating from high school. That would be tomorrow, or in less than 24 hours. Now, we take our leave from the place our paths crossed lives. But in the uncertain future, I'll look back to find home in the same dark places, carrying with me the memories of the silly joys of high school. Always.